farts. Look at all the warehouses. It's yet another one. Right now, there's no more room on the left side of the freeway. There's one there. There's an industrial plant. Another warehouse that they're making. I think that's one of the last ones. I'm probably wrong, because we still have another mile or two of the freeway until it starts to go east. On the left side, it's all neighborhoods now. Finally, so right now, I don't really see any more warehouses. It just looks like we're kind of in the middle of nowhere for now. Right now, we're in the middle of nowhere. I am gonna go a different route. Hey, more warehouses. I was wrong. Oh wait, that's the prison. Ellie, yeah. There's a prison over there, farts. So yeah, hopefully they won't build anything close to the prison. That's why we're in the middle of nowhere. When you go to the outskirts of something, that's where they put the prison. If there's prisons around here, then yeah, they tend to have those out where like there's no other stores or buildings, and it's kind of away from people, in case someone like somehow manages to escape the prison for whatever reason. I don't even know how you do that. But then they basically take off their stupid prison jumper uniform, and they're naked, and they're like, let's get drunk. Woohoo! More construction signs. There's no construction being done. More construction signs, even though there's no construction. What are they putting those stupid construction signs there for? It's pointless. Everything's pointless. Wieners, 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 wee. So you stupid bitch. What the hell you looking at, you stupid bitch? Move it, bitch. I don't got all day. I got shit to do. I forgot my booze. But then again, I can always get more furniture for less. In HD! 4K Ultra HD! High frame rate! I wonder how the insurance companies respond when someone in a little shitbox slams into a super expensive sports car and the person with their $600 shitbox is talking to the insurance companies, like telling them that there was an accident, and the insurance company's like, "You hit a what?" And then the insurance company has to pay for it, and then they raise the dude with the shitbox car's premiums through the roof to the point of where he can't afford it anymore, so he ends up just not having car insurance at all, and then drives around dangerously, basically. And then the insurance company takes a big loss, having to probably replace a sports car that's several $100,000. But hey, these insurance companies make billions every year, so that's chump change to them. Why would they give a shit? They'll just raise your rates to the point of where you can't afford it anymore, and then you just won't have insurance anymore. You'll just have to be part of someone else's car insurance, or maybe go to a different car insurance. I don't know. There's always other options, farts. Don't settle for less. If Geico isn't gonna save you 15% or more on car insurance, then go to Allstate or State Farm or some ghetto sketchy third-party car insurance that you've never even heard of before, and they won't cover shit. But hey, it's only $5 for car insurance, so, and it's legal, so who gives a shit? But if you kill someone or you cause an accident, you cause like $50,000 worth of damage, then that's all on you. Because all the car insurance does is keep you legal, so cops can't bitch. I wouldn't recommend it. I would go with Geico and save 15% or more on your car insurance. I would push them to save more than 15%, damn it. Push for 20 or 25%. I told you, farts, don't ever settle for less. If they're not willing to go above and beyond to get another potential customer, then move on to someone who will. And if you really like the company that bad, then try calling the company another day, or go back to the store if it's like in the store with something. Go back another day until you find a person that's either really stupid or someone who's willing to go above and beyond and give you the best deal ever. Because there's two kinds of people that you have to work with in this kind of situation. Either the ones that are really stupid and don't even know what they're doing. They have no clue what they're doing. So you just tell them, yeah, it's like, instead of it's 15%, you tell them, yeah, I should get 25% off instead. And sometimes they'll just blindly do it if it's their first day there. Or, like I said, if you just happen to get a super generous folk that's willing to go above and beyond for the customer, then there's that. But if you get one of those Buzz Killingtons, Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, Mr. Play It by the Books, hardcore style, with extreme prejudice, then just pick their nose, make them eat it, walk out of the store, and come back again another day when there's a different person. And then try it again. That's all I gotta say about it. Now I'm at the area where all the car dealerships are. Where's the one that got ripped off on? I think it's up there. Yep, I see it. Screw you, Chevy! I'm not kidding. I was at that Chevy dealership like 3 years ago when I got an EV, but they didn't give me what I wanted. They gave me something I clearly couldn't afford because it was brand new, while used EVs were like more than half the cost. So basically, what happened was that I went into that Chevy dealership. Let's roll this bitch up so I can actually talk and you can hear me better. I went into the Chevy dealership, that one that I was just pointing out to. I wanted a used electric car. I didn't care which one it was. I just wanted a used electric car for like $20,000 or less. I've seen a ton of them for as low as like $6,000. So yeah, I was willing to make payments or whatever, put a hefty down payment or whatever. Just throw all my savings away so my monthly payment can be a little bit less, and I'll basically owe less, and I'll give less interest to the stupid, greedy, bitch-hole banks. So I went to the dealership and told them what I was looking for, and they pulled the classic, oh, we don't have that, but we have this. And what I mean by that is they didn't have any used electric vehicles. They had brand new electric vehicles. I'm like, I don't want brand new, I want electric, bye. And the dude was like practically trying to suck my dick, trying to get me to stay and make a deal. He was like, no, we can make a deal, like let's make a deal. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And like, I ended up going through with it. Like, I gave them all my information and shit because I guess I thought I was just looking around. And it's like, how did I not realize what I was doing? I worked for 4 different car dealerships. How did I know how they work. They're scumbags. All they care about is making a commission. They don't care if they rip off the person. Most of the time, they just rip people off. I would know this more than anyone. And it's like, that was back in like early or middle of 2019, I believe. And that was during like the end of the binge drinking days. But like, 'cause like my binge drinking days were somewhere between 2016 to 2019. Those years I was drunk, like in almost every, like back during the old series of videos that I made. Anyone who is watching this video right now, there's at least 2 of them that I can think of that are longtime veterans of watching my older videos, the OG, the bar series. You know what I'm talking about. Anyone that's just watching this video now that has no idea who I am, they're not gonna have any idea what I'm talking about. But anyway, back then, especially from 2016 to 2019, like almost every video that I made back then, I was drunk. Or I was working on it, I was trying to get drunk. And the thing that really caught me off guard is like I ended up foolishly just giving them all my information. They ran my credit like 10 times. I was like, why did my credit score go down like 80 points? I didn't even do anything. And then I found out later on that my credit was ran like 10 times. They said they were only gonna run it once. I'm like, why the fuck did you run my credit so many times? You only need to do it once. And then they're all like, oh, well, we gotta look around and run your credit multiple times to try and find the best deal. Bitch, this is a car dealership. There are no good deals at a car dealership. If you go to almost any kind of car dealership, you are gonna overpay. Even if the sticker price seems decent, by the time, if you finance the damn thing, by the time you pay it off, you're gonna pay double, if not triple the amount. There is no good deal at a dealership. Why even call it a dealership when you think, oh, hey, let's go to a dealership and get a deal. Let's get a good deal. No, I call it car stealerships. I call it stealerships because there's not even a deal. There's no deal going on. The only deal that's going on is the commission going up the salesman's butthole. Damn it. I have never had a good experience at a dealership. I got this stupid thing at a car dealership because Greg's grandma talked me into doing that. Now, luckily, I paid this one off in like 3 months, but I still paid like at least twice as much as I needed to. I'm like, why did I have to pay this much for a basic bitch of a car? This is a go-kart. I call them go-karts because these are the kind of cars that have literally no features. They're like, this is like Flintstone ages right here. Like, I'm surprised this thing even has a motor. That's how cheap this is. Like, bare minimum, bare boner dry car. Like, I'm seriously surprised that this thing even has an AC. Oh wait, it doesn't have an AC. It doesn't work. I'm surprised it has any sort of a fan or a heater. Like, the heater works at least, and a radio, even though it doesn't have stereo sound. It just has one speaker in the back. But whatever. So yeah, these are what I call go-kart cars, because they are like bare minimum. It's almost like a street legal go-kart, and they are incredibly cheaply made. Like, these kind of cars drive, they're reliable, sure, but the interior is garbage. Like, a lot of the times I can barely I feel like I can barely like touch something in here without something cracking or breaking off or snapping or just not working anymore. And I'm just like, what the hell? I mean, look at this, for example. The windshield wiper lever is completely cracked. It feels so mushy now when I gotta press on it. Look at that. I barely, like, it just cracked when I was trying to turn it on. Like, what the fuck? And another thing, the hazards light button. You see that hazards light button? You see that? That's the hazards light button. It doesn't work. Or, oh, it does work. It partially works. When I say that everything is a manual in this car, manual windows, manual door locks, manual transmission, like the buttons and knobs are apparently manual too. Because even something like the hazards light button, you have to keep it pressed down the whole entire time, otherwise it won't stay on. It was like, what the hell good is that? If there's like an emergency or like an accident or something, I gotta press on the damn button and turn it on, get out of my car and deal with the situation. So that's useless. How does the hazards light button become defective like that? Who in their right mind is using the hazards light button that much to the point of where it's gonna wear out, to the point of where it's barely gonna work anymore? Like, what the fuck? Was this car previously used as a construction car where they're constantly pushing the hazards light button on and off or something? Because no, realistically, that's not how it was. This car is just the cheapest car I've ever had. Like, ever. Cheapest car ever. He's like, I've never heard of some of the stuff just being defective and burning out as quickly as it does in this thing. Like, the car looks sleek, the paint is good, it drives, it's been reliable. The thing I hate about it is that it's a go-kart. It has nothing. It's such a pain in the ass. Like, I was trying to take this little flap, you see that dark thing right there? I was trying to take that out so I can take this panel off, because there's 3 screws holding this on. I was trying to just unhook this little plastic piece, and it just cracks off. Like, everything in this car screams China. Like, the whole entire interior is straight out of China. I'm not even kidding. Like, a lot of the times you can like go like this to something in the car and it'll break. That's why I'm showing you like pretty much everything that's broken in this car. The knobs are broken, the hazards light button is broken. Like I've never, like, who even uses the hazard? Like I said before, that is still just baffling. Like, how are the buttons that cheaply made to where something like the hazards light button that you're literally never using unless it's like a once in a blue moon, that there's an emergency where you have to use it, like you're stuck in the middle of the road or there's an accident or something like that, and it's like, oh, gotta turn the hazards light button on. No, like, I've never heard of anyone using it enough to the point of where it's gonna break. Like that's the thing. like the hazards light button, reality, that button was barely used. But it's defective, it's breaking so incredibly easily because this car, like I said, like I'm gonna just keep saying it like a parent. This is the cheapest fucking little go-kart I've ever had in my entire life. That's why I'm at the point where I'm not even gonna bother investing more than the bare minimum in this stupid car. Like, whatever keeps it running, as long as it starts and it drives, that's all I care about. I still am trying to find a hatchback. I'm hoping that I can find one before this breaks down. And then after that, whenever I find a hatchback, I just want to keep it for the rest of my life. I don't care if the motor or the transmission blows out or anything super expensive like that. I'll just get a new transmission or a new motor, okay? I don't want to get a new car anymore. I'm tired of going from one car to another. I want to find a car that I like, that's reliable, that gets good gas mileage, something that has a lot of interior space, and I just want to keep it. I'm tired of getting these cars that I have to just put up with for as long as I'm stuck with it until I can find something else. And then I gotta sell this stupid thing. I don't want to do that. The next car that I get, farts, that is gonna be it. Unless I get into a severe car crash and I completely total it, unless something like that happens, I'm keeping that car forever. The last couple cars I had could have been great, they just needed a new transmission, and a new transmission was only about $1,200 out the door. Like installation, mechanic fees and everything. $1,200 for a brand new aftermarket. I'm not sure how reliable aftermarket transmissions are, but I used to have a van, a Honda Odyssey, a while back, and it was the transmission was garbage. So I'm not sure if I would even want the OEM transmission. I think I would probably prefer aftermarket because the transmissions on those vans, especially the older models, they are notorious for being a piece of shit. Like, supposedly in the newer models, like 2012 and newer, they finally put a new reliable kind of transmission in it. But I usually buy all my cars used, so that's why like the newest that I would be able to get would be like a 2010 maybe. So that's around the year that I'm looking for right now. With, if I do find a hatchback, it's probably going to be somewhere around 2010, maybe 2012 at the newest. I'm not sure yet, farts. All I know is when I was talking about that stupid car dealership they ripped me off, like I said, I wasn't even drunk when they got all my information somehow. Like, I gave them my information, they ran my credit like a dozen times. I'm like, what the fuck? Why did you run my credit so many times, you asshole? And then I somehow ended up being stuck with a brand new EV that cost like $1,400 a month. That's like nearly as much as my rent. That is as much as my rent. I can't afford that. So the very next day, I was like, what is wrong with me? I went back to the dealership and I told them, look, I got pushed into buying this stupid thing. I clearly can't afford it. Give me something else. And they said the best they can do is they can take that new car in, since like if I return it within like 3 days, they can still market it as new and then just sell it back on the dealership as new again. But they said the best they can do is basically trade in that new car and give me another new one. So I'm like, okay, so I'm buying new one way or another, I'm fucked. What is your absolute cheapest brand new car? So they ended up giving me another brand new car. It was about like $19,000, so it was half the price, and it was a hatchback, but still couldn't afford it. I kept it for a few months, and then I just had them repo it, and then I waited until they sent the rest of the debt off to collections, and then I just settled the debt with collections. And now at this point, I paid it off a while ago. I paid it off during like the very beginning of the pandemic. So like a few months into the pandemic, I already paid it all off. I only owed like $6,000 on it. Well, they agreed to $6,000. But anyway, this video is long enough, so stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more stupid videos. See you, farts.